Hello people, I know it's been a long time since I published a video, about 3 years or something, but here I am. Haven't gone on to show any sort of techniques and things, still working on that. But for now, there is something that can be done solo. So, as a sort of an introductory to historical European martial arts, or HEMA for short, I go through things like stances. So of course, with different positions, suffice it to say, you're aiming to be in a position from the start where you'll be able to attack and defend at any given time. So thus, I can go through a few stances with you, which can work with long sword in two hands, single-handed swords, or sword and shield, or sword and another weapon like another sword or a dagger. However, some pretty universal kind of stances. So to begin with, we shall probably go for this, which is called Guard of the Lady. And this is obviously a bit like sort of using a baseball bat in two hands or a single-handed sword, easily ready to extend forward or retract back and catch someone out, which can also work on both sides. Obviously though, you're pulling your sword out of the way, so it's less able to defend, as opposed to one where you've got your sword forward. One where you have got your sword forward is one that's called Window Guard, which is up here. This is another one of the Italian guards like you'd see in Fiore's work, and again, works on both sides. Now with a guard like this, of course with the point towards your opponent, it's much more primed to thrust, but you can also cut as you see fit. And of course, if you need to, you can defend. And that's the main point of any of these guards, so that at any time, if you need to, you can do an attack, or you can do some kind of defense. Another one to look out for is this, which is called High Guard. So you'd actually have the sword raised up, can be done one hand or two hands, can also be done with something like a buckler with most of these. Obviously primed to strike from above, but you can also pretend and then actually go underneath and do many other things other than just striking down. Like for example, winding round and cutting your opponent with various wrist movements, which actually tend to be best done with two-handers. Another one, these are some of the lower guards, best done with a long sword like this. This is one of the versions of what's called Iron Door. It's pretty similar to things like Window Guard in terms of being fairly defensive and offensive balanced, but of course it's better for lower. So of course if someone wants to execute a thrust at you, just take it out to the side. Someone tries to attack you from above, slipping defense, all those kinds of things. And it's primed, ready to do something like a thrust from below, or a cut from below, or even, with a bit more time, something from above. Although a bit slower than actually starting from above. So of course usually, if you're starting from one angle, and you actually want to take the other, perhaps lower or higher, or left or right angle, it'll take longer, so it usually helps to do something like a feint, as in a fake attack first. Like, if I actually was here, I wanted to go there, if I just do that, it's slow. Whereas if I go, I'll attack you there, no, I'm attacking you there, much better. So as I say, all of these different guards are worth practicing, any time you're not actually sparring with anyone or having anyone to train with or drill you. And also, you can try holding guards for as long as you can, and that's really good for building up your endurance. Because a lot of people think that sword fighting is all about strength and raw brute force, but really there's a lot of stamina and endurance involved. So of course, if you can't hold a guard like say up here, up high, in Window Guard for a long time, and you get shaky and just drop your weapon, or you're going to be trying to do things much slower and just fail. So thus, let's say one of the things worth trying is trying to hold these various different guards if you've not got someone to practice with, and try to hold them for as long as possible. And then you could maybe see if you can go 5, 10, 15 minutes at a time. And with that, you'd be able to hold those positions in an actual fight, like sparring or, God forbid, a fight to the death or something, for much longer without getting tired and still remaining fast. So, as I say, with all of these positions, with things like Boar's Tooth, Window Guard, they work with single-hander sword, as you see fit, or you can use it with something like sword and shield, sword and another weapon, and use them in various different ways. And of course, also similarly with two-handed swords. Attack and defend whenever you need to, wherever you need to, and then commit to something as you need to. So that's all. So just as a final note, one of the really useful things to practice, especially solo, is with any of the different guards like I've just gone through, Iron Door, Boar's Tooth, actually I didn't go through that one, which is just down here, and others like Guard Lady. One of the useful things to try is doing any kind of strike that you feel like doing from there, but then actually make each flow into another guard. Like let's see, if I'm here, Guard Lady from the right, I swing round, Guard Lady on the left, or maybe from here down into Boar's Tooth, or perhaps here, Window Guard, thrust into the other one, and then so on and so forth. And if you can try to do that rather than doing an attack and fully committing and then what do I do from here, and then if you haven't got them first time round you're probably screwed, instead have it so that even if you completely miss your opponent, if they dodge back or something else, you're ready for whatever happens anyway, to attack again if you need to, or retreat, defend as you see fit. Okay, so as I say, try practicing different guards, holding them for as long as you can before you get tired, and also try to practice going from one guard and then do a swing or a stab into the next guard. Okay, and thanks for your time. Have a good new year, guys.